The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday's full, the 14th of August 2026. Welcome back to our channel on this beautiful Thursday. Grab your iced coffees and strap in, because we have so much to discuss today. The drama is absolutely overflowing, and I am so ready to dive into every single detail with all of you. Let's get right into it. You guys, I am deceased. Stop what you are doing right now. I am literally shaking. Wait, we need to talk about this now, because the Thursday, August 13 episode of The Young and the Restless just delivered a level of cinematic mayhem that I was genuinely not prepared for. I am filming this in my car while running errands, and I literally had to pull over in a random parking lot because my brain is short-circuiting. We are not just watching this show anymore, besties. We are invested. I am personally offended, totally traumatized, and completely living for the absolute unhinged chaos that is currently destroying Genoa City. Wait, backtrack for a second. I missed a step. Did I mention the sheer, visceral tragedy of Nick Newman hitting absolute rock bottom? If you missed the Wednesday update, Nick checked out of rehab against medical advice, which is honestly so unhinged. Don't even get me started on the vibes there, and ended up in this crusty, dingy motel room. Genuinely, the aesthetic of this scene was giving me hives. The peeling wallpaper, the flickering fluorescent light that was buzzing in the background, did anyone else hear that buzzing? It was driving me insane, like a literal mosquito in my ear, completely ruining the aesthetic of my viewing experience. But whatever, focus. Nick is in this room, straight up hallucinating from the fentanyl and cocaine, and then he meets Marrie Kirkland. Bestie, be for real right now. Marrie is officially on my do not perceive list. I am so done with her. Instead of helping him, they do drugs together, they sleep together, and then she literally stops breathing. Send help. My soul has actually left my body. I was mid-skincare when this happened, and smeared charcoal mask all over the rug. Literally had to yeet my phone across the room because the stakes are astronomical. Nick is doing CPR. He revives her. He calls 911, and the paramedics take her away. And then he is left alone in that disgusting room, sobbing his eyes out. And in that moment of absolute, soul-crushing despair, when the walls are literally closing in on him, who does Nick Newman call? Does he call his billionaire father? No. He picks up that phone, hands shaking, tears streaming down his face, and he calls Sharon. Sharon Newman. I am literally hyperventilating right now, just thinking about the sheer gravity of that phone call. Of all the people in the world, he calls his ultimate anchor. The history between these two is a high-octane psychological masterpiece, and I am entirely too unwell to handle it. Sharon walks into that motel room, and you can literally see her world shattering into a million pieces. I mean, think about what Sharon has been through recently. She's already been dealing with Noah's severe panic over Matt Clark. She survived being held hostage by Martin Laurent. She's dealing with Mariah's impending prison sentence because Devon is acting totally unhinged. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, and now she has to scrape the love of her life off the floor. When Sharon sees the state Nick is in, her world absolutely collapses. But because she's a literal queen, she stays strong for him. She doesn't judge. She doesn't scream. She just goes into full rescue mode. She is dragging him out of that personal hell, determined to get him back to the Newman Ranch, or back into a rehab center. I am crying. I am throwing up. I am physically vibrating from the sheer audacity of this plotline. Is this the wake-up call Nick finally needs? Manifesting a total redemption arc by the next update, because if he relapses again, I am going to need therapy. But wait, we have to talk about the psychological warfare that Matt Clark has been waging on Nick. Matt Clark is a literal demon. Nick's drug-fueled nightmares were straight out of a horror movie. He was seeing visions of Cassie, visions of Connor dying from his drug stash, visions of Nikki drinking a double vodka, basically his entire family being destroyed because of his addiction. Matt Clark is planting these seeds of absolute terror in Nick's mind, and it is genuinely the most toxic, manipulative garbage I have ever seen. Nick is so broken, and Sharon is the only one who can glue the pieces back together. Oh, hold on, I should have mentioned this earlier, but Victor and Nikki are just getting back from their honeymoon. They were in Venice. They just had a vow renewal. Nikki just got her eye bandages off. They were celebrating their fresh start, and now they walk into this? The absolute whiplash, I cannot even. Nikki is going to lose her mind. She has battled addiction. She has battled MS. She has battled the trauma of Jack Abbott being kidnapped, and almost killed by Patty Williams, and now her golden boy son is a full-blown addict? Bestie, I am calling it. The villain arc is about to go nuclear. Victor Newman does not play. When Victor and Nikki find out that Nick has hit rock bottom, Victor is not going to waste a single second. He is going to take immediate, terrifying action. I am manifesting a total lockdown rehab situation. Victor is going to build a literal fortress, complete with a moat and dragons, and lock Nick inside so he can't walk out against medical advice again. Victor is going straight into protective patriarch mode, and anyone who gets in his way, especially Matt Clark, is going to be destroyed. Wait, I'm glitching. Okay, back to the main event. We need to pivot because the Abbott Mansion is currently hosting the most chaotic gossip session of the century. We need to talk about Billy Abbott. Billy is basically parading around town with a secret that is going to blow up the entire Newman family, and he is so smug about it. You guys know that face Billy makes? That arrogant, I know something you don't know smirk. He walks into the Abbott Mansion looking like the cat that ate the canary, and I am straight up rolling my eyes but also leaning all the way in. Billy has a secret to reveal to Jack and Kyle. And what is this top-tier tea? It's all about Adam Newman. Billy knows that Adam secretly bought Newman Media from Sally Spectra. And here is the kicker. Adam explicitly lied to Victor about it. Sally sold the company to Adam on the strict condition that Victor never finds out, and Billy, being the absolute menace that he is, betrayed Sally and spilled the beans to Victor. And now, he is bringing this juicy gossip straight to Jack and Kyle. Let's just pause and dissect the absolute cinematic mayhem of this Abbott family dynamic. Jack is literally still recovering from being stabbed. He has been dealing with the trauma of Diane being ambushed and kidnapped by Dr. Lawrence Markham and the unhinged blackmail from Patty Williams. Jack is traumatized, okay? His life has been a literal horror movie for the past few months. But the second Billy walks in with some dirt on the Newmans, Jack is suddenly healed. Jack is thriving. And Kyle is there too. Kyle, who is currently the biggest hypocrite in Genoa City. Kyle is secretly making dangerous pacts with Patty Williams in jail to get revenge on Victor. And don't even get me started on the vibes Kyle is currently locking lips with Victoria Newman. Yes, Victoria, the mother of his recent ex-girlfriend Claire. It is a whole other level of forbidden, straight-up illegal tea. And Kyle is just sitting there acting like he has the moral high ground. I am personally offended by his audacity. He is officially on my do not perceive list, alongside Matt Clark. But Jack and Kyle are just sitting there, listening to Billy's secret, and they are giggling like schoolgirls. They are absolutely thrilled to hear this damaging information about Adam. They hate Victor so much that they are totally living for Adam's downfall. If this secret gives them more ammunition to go after the Newman family, they are going to use it. They are genuinely eating this up. And I am screaming at my screen because they are all living in glass houses and throwing massive boulders. Think about the collateral damage here. Sally Spectra is already going through it. She is dealing with the trauma of losing baby Ava. She is leaning on Audra Charles for support. She just had a massive pregnancy scare, and now her entire corporate life is imploding because Billy couldn't keep his mouth shut. Billy betrayed her, and now he is using her trauma as a fun little gossip point for his brother and nephew. Bestie, be for real right now. Billy is so toxic, and Sally deserves so much better. I am literally shaking with rage on her behalf. And what happens when Victor finds out that the Abbotts are laughing at his family's internal war? Victor is already enraged about the Newman Media sale. He is already stressed about Nick's drug addiction. He is already plotting revenge on Phyllis for removing Matt Clark's ankle monitor. If Victor realizes that Jack, Kyle, and Billy are using Adam's betrayal as a weapon against the Newmans, the retaliation is going to be astronomical, manifesting a total dumpster fire by the next update, because the Newman versus Abbott war is about to go nuclear. Did I say that yet? Ugh, my brain is mush. Moving on, I just cannot get over the visual of Jack and Kyle smiling and plotting while their own lives are a complete disaster. Diane is probably pacing the halls, terrified that Dr. Markham is going to jump out of a closet, and Jack is just like, ooh, tell me more about Adam's corporate fraud. It is so deeply unserious, and I am entirely here for the drama. Wait, do you guys hear that? There's a siren going off in the background of this parking lot, and it's completely ruining my aesthetic right now. But whatever, focus. We have to bring this all together. Thursday's episode is setting up the most insane domino effect. We have Sharon stepping into the darkness to pull Nick back to the light. We have Victor and Nikki facing the ultimate parent nightmare and preparing to go to war for their son. And we have Billy, Jack, and Kyle lighting a match and tossing it straight into the Newman family's gasoline-soaked living room. I am genuinely so exhausted from caring this much about these fictional people, but I wouldn't have it any other way. My grip on reality is slipping. This show is now my entire personality, and I am not okay. I need to go lie down in a dark room and process the fact that Sharon Newman is the strongest woman on television, and that Kyle Abbott has the absolute nerve to judge anyone. Okay, I'm done. My soul is depleted. My vocal cords are fried from yelling in this car. I have to go finish my errands before I literally pass out from the stress of Genoa City. Let me know in the comments if you are as unwell as I am about Nick and Sharon, and tell me if you think Victor is going to lock Nick in a tower. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next update when I inevitably have another total meltdown. Bye besties!